What's up, my crypto legends? How's everyone doing? Let's dive in straight into the Bitcoin chart, and then I'll go quickly through the comment section to say hello to the community. And let's dive into see, why are we getting that rejection? Are we going to go to lower levels? Let's analyze the situation here, because yesterday we did have huge volatility when the news came out at 2:30 Central European time, and we did see a little bit of volatility on Bitcoin. If we go here and zoom in on the 1 hourly, the news came out at 2:30 Central European time, okay? And of course we did have, a big massive pump and then a dump, exactly at around about 2:30. And this is a lot of volatility, all right? And a lot of people might have thinking, are we gonna, create a lower high here and go lower? We actually did have a little bit of pumpy action, all right? And yeah, this was when somebody asked me, do I take news fundamentals in consideration on my technical analysis? And I said, not on my technical analysis, but yes, on my trading. The team knows, that I wasn't doing any trading yesterday because of this kind of volatility. We could either, create a lower high right over here because we do have massive volume and continue down, or we could come up. Okay, this is no trading zone in my opinion. Of course, now the markets have come down. We've actually got rejected from a major level that we talked about yesterday. We didn't even reach it exactly, but it's this level over here, the $20,500. Let me just zoom out here on the chart here 1 second, because it's where the biggest point of control area is. We only reached around about $20,413 here on the Bybit chart. As you can see here is where we do have the biggest point of control, and we did have some pretty large resistance and support. Okay, we did got massive rejection here, a big consolidation here. Looking at the 4 hourly chart, 4 hourly candles closing below that $20,500 range, a small consolidation right there. So this is a major level that we talked about yesterday. I would prefer a Bitcoin having that bounce to that 20,500 and consolidating at that range. Of course, this was a relatively fast move. Okay, well, if you go to the 1 hourly chart, you did see some kind of a consolidation, as you can see here. This is a major level that we were talking about yesterday. Okay, when I talk about 20,500, it is a range. Okay, it's probably going to go $100 above or 200 or $100 below or $200 below, and get a reaction, get a couple of wicks. All right, you don't know how the price action is going to react to at a certain level. In this case, Bitcoin at the $20,500 range, we didn't even reach that level. So just slightly below that range, we did have a few hourly candles getting that reaction from this consolidation, this major level that has been resistance, okay, and support, as you can see here, and finally getting the rejection. So that was actually the shorting opportunity that I talked about, yesterday. If anything, I had a lot of people, yesterday when we were trading inside of this range, what now, and I say this is a very difficult level. It's a very difficult level when you had that news, a lot of volatility, and of course you are hitting these low ranges. All right, you haven't really successfully broken down, this higher low structure. You are technically still creating higher lows. So, is it time to short? Well, you are basically at support. Is it time to long? Well, no, either, because, this could be the moment of that, kind of capitulation event. So the best level that we talked about yesterday on the live stream, was actually having a pretty nice major pump to this $20,500 range, and getting that rejection here, very likely to continue back down. And this is what has happened. Or the other scenario was, of course, having that successful breakout from these lows over here of $18,800 right over here at this low, right? If you can see a reaction right there. So if you come down and you break it down, of course, downside continuation is very likely. So you need to get into that kind of, wait patiently for the pump, wait for the retest of the major level, guys. And, basically yesterday after the news, it is what we got. We got, that pumpy action and, not a perfect retest from the exact level, but it is a range. We got that test over here. And if you take a look at the 15-minute chart, all right, if you are waiting for a reaction, okay, well, a lot of the times I say, wait for a reaction. Wait for the price to kind of consolidate. If you take a look at the 4 hourly, you think, there's no type of consolidation here. You at least want it on the 1 hourly. If you take a look at the 15-minute chart, you can see the price action, all right, is struggling after this uptrend to get above this major resistance zone. It is struggling because you can see many 15-minute candles, creating this round formation. It is at exactly this major resistance, $20,500 range. That was the level, okay, for a potential trading opportunity. Now that this has happened, what is going to happen next? We want to know what is going to happen next. So let me just zoom in on Bitcoin here. And there's another crypto that I want to take a look at is Matic. Matic had a pretty insane, okay, pump. It did have a pretty insane pump, all right, today. Pretty crazy. We're going to analyze Matic, I think, here, because we are at the highest point, above the point of control, okay, from the volume traded the last 30 days approximately. So Matic, it does look kind of bullish. All depending on if we do get rejected and consolidated here, it's very likely going to get a big massive correction. It could be at a very good shorting point, or depending how we react at this range, all right, in the next coming couple of days. I wouldn't say hours, I would say a couple of days, but anyway, we can analyze that in just 1 second. Now, taking a look at Bitcoin, it is true that Bitcoin right now, all right, you could get a major bounce. Why? Because you created this insane volatility range at here, right there, okay, and now you're basically coming down to retest the back of the range here of this big massive volume point of control. So you could see, there is, remember yesterday and the last couple of live streams, volume is an indicator of where the biggest pressure is, right? The trend with high volume, when you break support levels in the case of a downtrend, indicates where the pressure is going. So I had someone in the Telegram group, does this mean that we are going to continue back down with this massive big volume, all right? Red volume to the downside. You might think, yeah, well, it should, but not in this case, because this is a news volume. This is people, when something bad comes out, inflation or, whatever kind of other news, this is panic volume basically, because you have the news coming out, and then you have massive selling pressure in minutes. So big volume coming in, and just, this is really emotional volume. I would say that, this fundamental news is emotional volume. It's not got to do with market structure or technical analysis. It's just a bunch of, of huge emotions worldwide in the market, and you create this big massive volume. So Is it a technical volume? No, it's absolutely not. This is just noise in the chart, in my opinion. So, you know, when you have a nice solid structure, no volume, no fundamentals coming out, you can see the big players, you know, they are pushing the price, okay, to the downside, breaking support and turning it into resistance. So in this case, this volume over here is, you know, it's news volume. It's not technical volume. So, yeah, just something that I wanted to point out. Let me just go through the comment section right away. I want to, you know, say hello to the community. Joseph, my man, how are you doing? Thanks for joining the live stream. I got Joseph, always give me insane support here on the live streams. Hello, Crypto Legends, Racing Pixel, how are you doing? Let's take a look. Drone Legend, Pac-Man, morning. Hello, Drone Legend, Celsius tanked big time. Now let's wait. Something will tank along. Let's take Celsius network. Yeah, some fishy things going with Celsius. Let's take a look at Celsius. Yeah, it did have a pretty aggressive drop early this morning. That was a pretty aggressive drop on Celsius. Let's take a look here. Good morning, Bram, Julius, hello, Lynn, go, Racing Pixel, good morning, Andy, Mods, Scotty, hello, Racing Pixel, how are you doing? I just want to know why we are pumping when everything is super bearish. High inflation, high core inflation, more interest rates. I mean, it's all tumbling down, but we still going up. Well, this is immediate short term. Of course, you do have these kind of relief rallies. You do have these kind of short squeezes. You know, I am pretty sure after this big major drop and this bounce back up, you know, people are going to be, you know, trying to over leverage selling positions. And of course, you're going to have that volatility to the upside before potentially continuing back down. This is one of the main reasons why. But it's also, you know, the main reason, you know, of everything being extremely bearish and really fearful. And, you know, you have the extreme fear and greed index. Most of the times this is, you know, time to buy. Of course, it all depending if you are an investor or a trader. I am a trader and an investor. My portfolio is bleeding, but you know, I have this long-term vision, of course, on Bitcoin and some cryptos. So it's time to accumulate. I am dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin at this moment, at these price levels. Looks like it's going low again. Market makers just playing on our stress levels and waiting for a mistake. Absolutely. David, hello everyone. Hello, how is everyone doing? Absolutely fantastic. Chris, thanks for the super chat, my man. Hi Legend, can you also check Arweave? Absolutely. Let's take a look at Arweave right away. Why not? DXY keeps pumping. Yes, DXY is, yeah, it's an absolute beast. I think actually yesterday, there was a moment that, you know, $1 was 0.99 cents of a euro, which was absolutely crazy. You know, the dollar being more valuable at one point yesterday than the euro. I remember seeing the euro were usually at, you know, $1.15, $1.20. Back in 2008, if I'm not mistaken, you could change 1 euro for $1.50 50 cents or American dollars, which was crazy. 1 euro, you get 1.5 back in 2008. Yeah, it's a 1-to-1 right now, which is absolutely crazy. Let's take a look at Arweave here for Chris 1 second. Just trying to go through the comment sections to say hello to the community and read the comments. Let's take a look here at Arweave. Right. What do we have here on Arweave? Just check here 1 second. We had an insane trade on Arweave that played out very well for the Bitcoinsensus, you know, team for the Bybit competition, and it played out absolutely beautifully. We were looking for that rejection here on Arweave at this range. Where was it? Where did we short Arweave? It must have been around about the $79. we just want to go through Arweave's trade that we did have here, looking for that rejection from this big range, looking this to be a complete fake out. You know, we were looking for that fake out over here. Many people might think, you know, this is why we came down. A lot of people also thinking, you know, this is a breakout, we're getting a bounce and we're going to absolutely moon from here. Not moon, but have more price action to the upside. And yeah, we absolutely nailed it with this Arweave trade, getting a little bit in the negative. I was looking to get into the 618 here to create a double top or a lower high. Absolutely nailed this trade. I think, you know, take profit one was all the way down here at this low level, very much reached. Okay, that $68 range, our take profit range. What happens when we take the profit? Price reverses, which is absolutely crazy. This is, you know, sometimes how you can time the market, you know, a big low here, liquidity zone where some stops can be if people do think that this is a successful breakout. Okay, so, you know, this is the thing. You have this move here to the upside, and then you have this breakout. You know, many people looking for this resistance to turn into support, right, and have that price action to the upside. We actually shorted right here on the Telegram group. You know, it was pretty insane. You know, you cannot make it more perfect. Reason why, you know, shorting here, because this is, you know, very likely going to be a fake out. You know, when you zoom in here and you only look at the lower time frames and this uptrend, you also creating here, you know, 5 waves exactly. You know, there's 5 waves right over here from this low. So there's already 5 waves, very likely going to get exhausted at this resistance. When you're just focusing in the lower time frames, you might think, okay, let me just zoom in here 1 second on Arweave, guys, because I need to explain also, you know, how not to get trapped. Most of the times you will get trapped sometimes. I don't have a 100% win rate. Absolutely not. No one has. But you need to defend yourself, of course, if you do so. I mean, this risk to reward on Arweave was absolutely, you know, huge. You know, this was a massive trade. You know, you are making 4 times what you're risking, basically, or even 5. I didn't actually measure the move, but it's pretty nice gains compared on what you're risking. And this is the kind of trading that you want to do. Basically, you know, most of the people, more retail traders, of course, you know, resistance turning into support. Yes, if you are in a very nice, healthy beginning of an uptrend, but when you are hitting major resistance zones, you know, you need to zoom out and find out, you know, we are probably not going to successfully break out from this resistance level, especially when Bitcoin and other cryptos are looking slightly bearish also. So you have the breakout. Most of the people are going to think that this resistance is going to hold and you are going to have continuation to the upside. But if you zoom out, you can see it's a major big level where it's probably just going to be a liquidity grab, and then you're going to have that correction. So this is, you know, the conclusion why I think, you know, this is a shorting level. This is very likely not going to be a successful breakout for Arweave, and we're not going to have that continuation, and we are going to retest a liquidity grab below the last higher low, basically. So you have these waves, and, you know, if you have that fake out, where is the price going to correct? You are going to search for liquidity, of course. If you're having people entering long positions, you know, usually your stop loss, you want to put it below a resistance support level. In this case, it would be down here. And of course, you have the price action coming all the way down to, you know, stop hunt all the stops that you do have below this peak over here. So this is why it was a good shorting idea. Fake out of this resistance zone, short right there, looking for that liquidity grab, stop hunt, and try and ride that trade all the way down there. This was a very, very successful trade just a few days ago. So what now? This is the thing. How can we make some gains now? And this is the analysis that we need to focus on at this moment. I was pretty surprised that we did not come down to retest the trend line here from these higher lows. You know, we were correcting from this level. I'm surprised we didn't actually come down here. So what is happening right now with RA? Let's just zoom out a little bit. Is this going to be a successful move up here? What we can do right now is that we have higher lows from this spike over here and this one over here. So you could arguably discuss that you are creating an ascending wedge kind of scenario. When you have the price action creating slightly higher highs like this, you might come here to retest the highs again, but this is only getting liquidity from massive short positions, and at some point you're going to have that roll down, very likely. This low over here hasn't been retested. What low? The $47 range, $46-47. So it's very likely at some point you are going to have that roll over and retest this $46 level. Very likely, just by looking at Arweave. So today we will be looking for some setups after the news yesterday. Massive volatility. This is no trading territory when we have fundamental news. If you use a little bit of too much leverage, yeah, you will be exterminated with that volatility unless you manage, to get that that spike up or that spike down. But yeah, it's a little bit of a gamble in my opinion. Sometimes you catch them, sometimes you don't. I have tried that before in the past. So yeah, this is the scenario that we're looking for Arweave. I think it's very likely it will be getting exhausted at this range. Yeah, this is a clear kind of an ascending wedge scenario. It's very likely going to have that leg down to retest the support trend line at some point, which would be below the $65 range at this moment if it's going to be in the next couple of days. It's very likely the scenario, especially if Bitcoin and Ethereum does have that major price action to the downside, which is very likely to happen. Yeah, after the live stream, I will be checking this out. Okay, we'll be checking some setups here because we're not doing too bad. We're currently still ranked 21 on the competition. We've got a few days. We need to get those trades with a little bit of more leverage to see if we can push up to the top 10, guys. So stay tuned, all of those people that are watching that are from the Bitcoinsensus team. Not doing bad at all. We need to get some trading setups with a little bit of more leverage than usual, just for the sake of the competition, of course. After the competition, I will not be that aggressive with my trading because it's not my style of trading, basically. Send some appreciation from the Netherlands. Wow, keep it up, Andy, says Leon. Thank you very much, Leon, for the super chat. Absolutely amazing. I think you gave me a super chat yesterday also. Very much appreciated, my man. Thanks very much. Insane support from you. Leon, another 20 euros. Wow. Thank you, Leon. No need, absolutely, and no question with no altcoins or anything. Just a super chat with a thanks very much for the content. Thank you for that insane support, basically. Smash that like button, guys, says Scotty. Absolutely. Oh, what's happening with the like button today? Oh, this has got to be the all-time low like on a live stream that's been live for over 20 minutes or half an hour. 400 people watching, 100 likes, guys. We can do better than that. We can get to 200 likes in the next coming minutes. Come on, guys can do it. Let's take a look at some. Leon, any requests of TA? Thanks for the support. No, I think Leon, you just given me a super chat just to say thank you for the content. No altcoin. Right, let's take a look at some altcoins, guys. Why not? Let's take a look at some altcoins. Right. Joseph says Serum. Okay, from Leon. Okay, absolutely. Let's take a look at Serum from Leon. This was crypto that we did get stopped out yesterday. It was, I think it posted about 12 trades the last, 10 days of or 12 days of the competition. Not much. I am not a very massively active trader. I just do a few trades a week, which is enough because I like to get into those high probability trades. Yeah, and this is why I'm not, I'm not used to making, for 3-4 trades a day. You know, this is not my style of trading, but anyway, we're trying to push it. Anyway, let's take a look at Serum. People that are old subscribers know that, you know, I'm not an aggressive, very, you know, active trader. I do like looking at the highest probability trades. This is why I do have usually a good win rate at the end of the month, looking to make in between 5-15% of my capital, trading capital. And you just need a few trades to do that. You know, all subscribers from the channel know that. I'm looking for about 10-15 trades a month, you know, 20 trades a month probably. Anyway, let's take a look at Serum right away. This, I mean, this does look like it's not a successful breakout. We got stopped out big time on this one. We did get stopped out big time on this one. Unfortunately, I was looking for this, you know, exhaustion. This is what you get when you trade, you know, mid low cap altcoins. You just have more volatility, and if you have good risk management and, you know, and you have tight stop losses, you will get stopped out. And yeah, this is one of them, you know, one of them that you do get stopped out. Because maybe some people, you know, we reached our stop loss was around about the $1.06, if I'm not wrong, $1.06. Our latest entry point was at $1.01 or something like that. We got stopped out. You know, if you didn't have a stop loss or a liquidation or high leverage, you would have lost 100% of your risk, right? So this is why tight stop loss, just in case you get that price action to the upside. If you have good risk management, you are totally safe. What's happening with this one? I think this one is very, very likely. It's going to be it's going to be a fake out. Especially if we do see Bitcoin having aggressive moves to the downside. This is, like I said, very likely going to be a fake out, and you are going to have continuation to the downside. Why? First of all, is the volume. You don't have too much of aggressive volume to the upside. This is looking at the Binance chart. Let me just check a FTX. Also, volume is not high. There's higher volume, you know, pressure to the downside. You do have a bit of volume coming up. It's not too bad. It's not too bad volume here. Let me just check out some other exchanges. Oof, no volume here. Bybit. There is some volume here to the upside. Yeah, but looking at the current market situation with Bitcoin, it's very, very likely going to be a fake out here on Serum. It is true that we are above the point of control. I mean, you would expect a bounce from this support level. Look at this. We did get a massive downtrend. We did get supported here quite a lot, and we did get massively rejected from this level. Okay, so you do have this descending triangle pattern, which is a bearish pattern, of course, because you do have selling pressure creating those lower highs, and you are creating a base where there's a lot of demand, but the demand, you know, finally breaks down because the selling pressure is much higher, as you can see, creating this descending triangle. So you finally have that breakdown from a massive demand level that couldn't keep up with the selling pressure. So what happens? You have, you know, massive volatility to the upside, of course, people over leveraging, huge volatility, but it was very well respected. He has resistance, and we had that correction. So many people would think that this is an Adam and Eve, right? A kind of an Adam and Eve double bottom scenario right over there. Okay, if I do have a lot of people sometimes saying, you know, what is an Adam and Eve? What is that? It's a double bottom scenario. Just someone here who doesn't know what it is. Adam and Eve is a double bottom scenario where you create a faster spike bottom, okay, which would be the Adam, and the Eve is more of a round consolidation. And this is what you have basically right now, kind of for Serum. Question is, has this been a successful breakout? And, you know, looking at the current market situation, looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, you know, we should be going lower. Bitcoin is at the verge of a very, very high capitulation event. Why? Because you are coming from a downtrend, huge consolidation, bear flag, another big massive selling pressure. We know, you know, inflation is through the roof, and, you know, many other bad news that is not going to be good for Bitcoin in the short term. So the likeliest scenario is that we are at the verge, basically, at a massive capitulation event. If we lose, you know, and this is based on, you know, a lot of people are, you know, I would say millions even, but hundreds of thousands of people are looking at the charts, are waiting for the breakout of the all-time high, guys. So, I mean, this is super important. So you know, if we lose this level, we're gonna fall big time. I explained this on Natalie's channel, and you know, and we'll go through Serum right now, because, you know, based on this, I think this could easily be a big fake out, and we're not going to hold this range. There's not a huge amount of volume. We're just getting a liquidity grab above these highs over here, and we are ready to turn over, guys. We are ready to turn over. A lot of you might think you are crazy, we're above support. You know, based on, you know, your kind of analysis, you know, we should be getting about from this range. No, very unlikely that we are going to continue up here. Let me just take a look at the RSI. It's very likely we got these bearish diversions on the, you know, 4 hourly, 1 hourly RSI, you know, where you're creating lower highs, higher highs on the price action. And it's very, you know, we are creating kind of an ascending wedge, you could arguably discuss right there, where you got these higher, you know, higher lows and higher highs. At some point you are going to get that reverse aggressive drop. So going back to Bitcoin, and we'll go to the weekly chart, and this is super important for you guys to understand. When you have fast price action to the upside, you do not leave good volume behind you, right? It's just massive hype, massive demand, and price does go up, you know, very, very fast from that range. And what's happened here, basically, since, you know, the large accumulation level that we did have in between 2019 and 2020, absolutely skyrocketing by the end of 2020, as you can see here. All right, you can see October, November, December being absolutely crazy. And what happens when you usually do this price action, you don't create, like I said, big support levels, okay? And price action can come very fast down also if you start breaking big levels. So the first level of support that you did create here on Bitcoin was this one right over here, okay? It was this one right over here. First big retracement on the weekly that managed to hold was that $30,000 range. So what happens when you come back down? It actually held the entire summer of 2021. We held this level very, very well. Had another massive run up to the upside to hit all-time highs. We did have a consolidation here in May. You know, it was holding. You have over a month here above, you know, that round about the $30,000 range, dipping below, but, you know, at that level. You know, as soon as you broke this zone, because look at the price action. Price action was very, very fast to the upside. You didn't create any, you know, support levels that have been respected. Look at this. You know, these levels are respected. You create a resistance zone. They are respected as support. You can see it respected as resistance once you break down below the range. Okay. And also once you break back up, it is resistance. You haven't created any kind of the, you know, price action like this on Bitcoin when you had this move to the upside. So once you break this level, it's fast move to the downside, to the next major support level, which is where we're trading at right now, $19,000, $20,000. because it was an all-time high. This is an all-time high level. This is a psychological support for the people, and even the whales, even the market makers, even these people want to defend this level for maybe short term, long term, because they can see it on the chart. Also, they are seeing that this has been a major level, all-time high, and also large consolidation here in the November and December. You do have these stops. You didn't have it here. So if we break $19,000 range successfully, close a strong weekly, or even a couple of daily candles well below $19,000, the price action down to 12k is almost kind of guaranteed, because like I said, we have fast price action. When you have fast price action and you break a level, you come fast down. And this is our last hope of support, basically. If we start losing this range, the price action from a large consolidation area of 12k and below 12k, price action was very fast. It's going to move fast to the downside if it does break. Just like we did when we broke 30,000, it was fast price action to 20,000. If we break 19,000 successfully, all right, I mean successfully, look at this. We had a wick all the way down to around about the 26k levels, but we came back up and held the range. So you could have that wick down, okay, potentially to 17k and come back up. But if you close a strong weekly candle already below the range, look how this weekly got a big massive bounce, and we closed above. What does this mean? What does this mean if you close that weekly candle above? It means that you are going to defend it. You are going to defend it, and you are going to consolidate for a while. This is very similar to what happened here on the drop in June. You wicked down below the all-time high, hitting round about below $18,000. Yeah, we closed the weekly. We are going to consolidate at above the all-time high. This is what has been happening for weeks. But as soon as you close that weekly candle, okay, maybe it might be this week, next week. Will it happen? Will we defend it? We might wick down and close the weekly above. That's going to be extremely bullish. That will mean that we've had a double attempt to break this low, and it's going to be quite bullish. We'll be ready for that potential reversal if it does happen. But if we close a weekly candle, we'll be extremely bearish. Very likely that Bitcoin will be coming down to the biggest support level, where it could be the bottom. It could very likely be the bottom, because it's an insane level of accumulation. We have big resistance zone at 12k range that should be holding very nicely as support. I will be buying a lot of Bitcoin. I will be buying a lot of Bitcoin if we do get that drop, guys. I remember this drop over here. This was insane. I was like, I was calling my brother, and I was calling, get in, get in. Let's get in. Let's buy as much as we can. I couldn't afford to buy much, but I did. I did buy quite a lot, and it was the best buying point. So if we do have that capitulation event, and people are going to extremely panic, this is very likely going to be the bottom range, because it's a huge accumulation level. I know a lot of people will be buying there. Who wants to sell Bitcoin at 12, 10k? Yeah, I think there's going to be more people wanting to buy than selling. Anyway, going back to Serum, I can see this as a potential fake out from this resistance zone. Not too much volume, we've had massive pumpy action here. This is a full recipe. Taking a look at Bitcoin, if we are going to continue down of this actually collapsing in the coming weeks, I would say a few days, week or two, you could have a little bit of more kind of fake out areas here. If we start creating slightly higher highs, this is very likely going to collapse at some point. So there's a pretty nice swing trade short there, in my opinion, at these high levels, at the $1.10 range. You're a Legends, thank you very much. You're a Legends for coming here and watching the stream. He doesn't even read the comments. Then what's the use of a live stream? Yes, I do read the comments. I do read the comments. Of course I do. Double top on Arweave. Let's take a look at Arweave right away also. I think we just did take a look at Arweave. I do read the comment section, but I can't read everyone. Come on. I cannot read the entire comment section. It's mission impossible, that is. Especially if you want me to do analysis. I'm not going to do an analysis of 10 seconds and just say, okay, this is high, let me just read the next comment. No, you need to do a little bit of kind of proper analysis. Come on, guys. Don't be like that. Double top on Arweave. Yeah, very likely. You know, very possible. I don't see this being a successful. This hasn't been a successful breakout. You know, this has just been a little bit of bullish momentum. It's very likely going to be kind of a double top and continue down. Yeah, very likely. Is it good time to short Ethereum at current price? Please tell me, says Ross Earn. I'm going to tell you my opinion. I'm never going to say what you need to do, of course, but it was looking very nice. This is, you know, Ethereum was one that we talked about yesterday. The ideal scenario would be getting a pretty decent pullback too close to this support trend line that should be resistance, right? Now, I wouldn't say this has been the greatest short level. I would have waited, of course, for this range. This was a very hard trade. Very hard trade. But if you take a look at the 1 hourly, it was a pretty hard short right there. But why was it a shorting level? If you can see, you know, the drop here, you know, we would take fib levels from this high to the lows. You're basically getting above the 382 from this drop. It was a risky trade because higher was possible. I wouldn't have traded this short. I would have probably traded the Bitcoin resistance level that we did talk about on yesterday's live stream, which was the $20,500. That would have been a nice short, guys. You did have a consolidation. You are hitting this massive resistance zone. I think some people did short. I think it rings a bell that I've seen screenshots from people actually shorting that $20,400 range. So on Ethereum, of course, Bitcoin is always, and this is just a quick tip here that I want to give you. You need to check out Bitcoin for trading some altcoins, because if Bitcoin does drop, it is very likely going to drop altcoins also. So if the altcoins, you know, look bullish, but Bitcoin looks extremely bearish, stay cautious on, you know, bullish scenarios on altcoins. Of course, you do have a small time period. You could have the case of Bitcoin dropping and that an altcoin, you know, having a little bit of bullish momentum inside that, you know, 24, 48 hours, but it's very likely going to be dragged down if Bitcoin does continue. So the bullish momentum will be very short on that altcoin. This is what usually happens. So if you see Bitcoin hitting a major resistance zone and very likely going to correct, then of course you could assume that Ethereum is also going to correct. Okay, so you got that consolidation on Ethereum at the same timing, and you know, you need to think, okay, this is very likely, you know, going to have that, you know, correction back down. So is this good a level to short Ethereum? Well, you could have another bounce back up. The ideal shorting scenario here on Ethereum would be 50 or 618 you know, retracement from this current drop. And you might think this is very far away, but yeah, you do reach those levels. You know, those levels are very much reached at some point. You could have this leg up, a leg down, people are going to rush into shorts, and then you have the ABC correction. You know, very similar to what happened here. Very similar to what happened here. You know, you pump up, you have this kind of price action, ABC, and then you come down to the 618 range. You know, this was a 618 range right there. Beautiful bounce out of the 618. So you stay cautious. If you do get a little bit of more price action to the upside, that would be the ideal scenario. Looking for the 50%, 618 a strong level of resistance. You need to add confluence to the chart and high probability scenarios. If you have broken this higher low trend line, then it's likely to have, finally that breakdown. You're going to create a lower high with high probability here to continue down to retest below $900 lows. So this scenario is very, very likely on Ethereum. Right, let me just go quickly through the comment section. That is what my take on Ethereum. Just going to take some water here. Right, atom percentage Matic, please. Atom percentage Matic, please. I guess let's take a look at Matic or Atom. Hello, Andy. Please check Kilt accumulation zone Kraken. Right, let's take a look at Kilt. Also, so many altcoins. Whew. Right, been watching Andy from almost a year now. Solid, consistent analysis. Grateful for you, Andy, and your passion for the community. Wow, thank you very much, Jacob. Yeah, absolutely love this. Matic, please, Andy, old chap. Absolutely. Okay, let's take a look at Matic and also Kilt. Matic and Kilt. Andy, can you check GMT? Whew. So let's first of all go with Kilt. Somebody saying in an accumulation zone. Kilt here on Kraken. Well, let's just zoom out here on the daily. Still very soon to say, in my opinion. You can see this curving, right? You've had an aggressive drop on this altcoin. It is losing exhaustion. It is getting exhausted. This is very likely, going to be in an accumulation zone in the next coming months. I would say it is close to kind of bottoming out, right? It does look like it. The lower lows are, not that aggressive anymore. They are here. Here you have very aggressive price action still. So, you could assume that, it's going to go much lower. But the lows are getting exhausted here in the last few months. So accumulation zone, absolutely. It does look like it, it does look like we could be near the bottom for Kilt. Kilt protocol, I have no idea about this crypto. I am going to check it out though. Why not? Why not check out this crypto? Okay, let's take a look at Chris, thanks for the super chat. Right, I got Matic to check right away. I've also got could Solana be a potential short around $35 range, says Chris. Chris, thanks for the super chat. Absolutely. Let's take a look at Solana, then we'll take a look at Matic. Solana, US dollar, right away. Can it be a short at 35? Well, let's take a look right away. Zoom in on the 1 hourly to see what have we got here with Solana. Just check out here. Can $35 be a short? I mean, this is very likely to continue back down. This is very likely going to retest these lows, especially if we do see that bearish momentum on Bitcoin. It is likely to continue down here. You're still technically, you have broken out from this, lower high trend line, but you just had short-term bullish momentum. You are, right now creating these lower highs and not have been retesting this low. Wow, the possibilities in this coming down is just too high. Too high. Coming from an aggressive downtrend, looking at Bitcoin in the market situation. So your question, can $35, this low is very likely going to be broken in the next coming days at some point. It might be days, it might be a week, or depending on Bitcoin. But I mean, yeah, I will do a clean out of this, these boxes. But what you are basically creating here right now is a descending triangle. You got the selling pressure.
You do have the selling pressure right there. Right? So you asking me, is $35 a good shorting level? I would say even higher. Even higher. You could have that volatility above this range. 1 second. That $35 has been a major level of support and resistance, you know, bouncing, lower highs, you break it, you turn it into resistance. I think we did call this short position here. Beautiful short, retesting the lows, double bottom scenario. Yeah, finally breaking up here, consolidating and getting a leg up, then, you know, breaking straight down. Afterwards, you know, after being respected several times, it hasn't been respected here much. So I think it's probably not going to get respected here on a bigger relief rally. The best scenario here on Solana is if we do manage, you know, this is the thing. We've hit the 618. We've actually hit above the 618 here from this drop, almost hitting the 0.78, but consolidating on Solana on the 618, right? From this drop, you're actually getting that volatility, but you are consolidating at that range. This is why I say, you know, wait for a consolidation, wait for the price action to get exhausted. So best scenario here for Solana, you know, creating this lower highs. If we do have a little bit more of a relief rally, then it would be an ideal scenario here to get into the 618, which would be round about the $36, $37. So you might hit 35 and get rejected. You might have a couple of wicks to the upside. That would be the ideal scenario here on Solana. Continuing this descending triangle to come back down and retest the $32 rate base over here. I mean, that would be the ideal short position. And of course, there's either two scenarios happening right now here on Solana. You either come down from this range and retest the low 30s, 32, 31, and think to yourself, right, I missed out on this trade. But it's better to miss out sometimes than, you know, getting stopped out or liquidated. So why not wait patiently and get into the high probability trade where you could get that pumpy action to $36, $37 and get a consolidation, and then get in at the highest probability zone to follow this descending triangle scenario, okay? And finally coming down to retest these lows at $31, $32. You got a great entry there, a nice, you know, high probability trade to ride down here on Solana. So that would be my take here on Solana, Chris. Yeah, let's take a look here at the comment section. But I did have someone on Matic. Let's take a look at Matic, because Matic did have insane, you know, this was another crypto that we were trading. We didn't get stopped out, but we protected our position because we could see that potential bullish momentum, like altcoins. You know, we got stopped out on Serum. We did not get stopped out on Matic. I took profits. It wasn't much. I think it was about, you know, 40%. It was good enough, about 30-40% from the short that we did create from 58 cents. We were I closed at 55 cents, approximately around that range. And I did mention, you know, let's get protected on Matic here because yeah, we could have that volatility to the upside. So it was not a protected trade. Anyway, what is happening on Matic right now? Because you might think we are, you know, breaking resistance. We have broken resistance. There is a possibility, of course, on getting a big bounce here on Matic. What I would be interested on Matic here is if we have, you know, it's very likely to get a bounce here and maybe retest the highs of 65, 66 cents. It's very, very possible in the next coming hours, couple of days. If that does happen and you create a double top scenario and you get exhausted here and you consolidate, this is not going to be a successful breakout. This is massive, you know, price exhaustion on Matic, and you are very likely going to get that. You know, there was an example. Oh yeah, you have it right over here. You have this as a perfect example, guys. Look at this. If you do look at this price action on Matic, when you break above this massive, you know, support level round about the 57 cents, you have a, you know, big support on Matic, a little bit of volatility here, but you have a big solid range. What happens once we broke above this level? It acted as support in the short term, but you didn't create a double top. It was actually a triple top right there. Massive exhaustion here on the price action. Many people thinking that this is a bull flag, and you have broken successfully a support, and this is going to have a massive leg up to the upside. But no, of course not. You actually got rejected. So this is why what I think here is very likely going to be a rejection. A fake out. If you do get this price action on Matic in the next coming, you know, couple of days, next coming hours, it's very likely going to correct back down. Okay, you know, classic fake out, especially when Bitcoin is looking that bearish and lower is likely. Of course, these altcoins will, you know, will have this kind of movement. You are going to get consolidation here. You might get a bounce, might retest 65, 66 cents again. And, you know, if you do have that price action, that will be the moment where I am going to pull the trigger. I am going to say this is a classic fake out from an ascending triangle. The price is getting exhausted here. Even better, if you do come back in the triangle, okay, then yeah, of course, any kind of pullbacks are going to be good trading opportunities. This is, you know, that is going to confirm that this has been a fake out from a breakout of a resistance. So that is what I'm expecting here. Of course, I'm not going to trade long or short. I'm going to wait patiently for the reaction. And there are two trading scenarios here, playing the safe way with high probability. You get that price action consolidation at this range, confirming the exhaustion, and then entering a trade for a shorting opportunity, looking for that breakdown of the support of this higher low trend line. Or there's the other scenario where you actually get back in here inside of the ascending triangle with some pretty nice aggressive volume, get a bounce at the first support level, okay, there are some scalping opportunities right there, and then get into the lower high here, get into a nice fib level resistance zone for the confirmation that this is actually going to break down. And that's how, you know, you need to play this safely, the safe way. If we get back in, this has been a fake out. This is likely to get power to break down. So this is the kind of scenarios that you need to look for on Matic, if that makes any sense. Let's take a look at the comment section. Yeah, let's take a look. Not much here. Hello, I'm late, says Mr. Half Infinite. No worries. Guys, thank you for joining the live stream. I will be doing another video update. I need to concentrate on the competition. On Bybit. We're ranked 21. We're trying to get up to top 10. Sorry, we're almost in top 20. We were yesterday. If you are interested in trading, guys, Bybit, you do get the best deal available down below. Okay, it's up to $4,450 worth of bonus on the rewards hub tab to claim it, and you also have 30 days of 0% maker fee. It's another way to support the channel. Of course, it's the platform that I use for my swing trading and day trading. Check it out, guys. You do have the best bonus down below available. So just focusing here on Bitcoin right away before we finish the stream. You know, we got this scenario right over here. We had the volatility from yesterday. Like I said, I do not usually trade news volume. I do not trade news volatility because it's craziness. You can see it yesterday. It was absolutely craziness. It's very, you need to be very, very skilled to get it in and out. And I think it's a little bit of a gamble. I just don't trade it because I don't know what's going to happen. It's just massive dump, massive pump. If you know what's happening, then yeah, make sure to share your knowledge. But yeah, it's most of the time it's a gamble from my experience. These news events, I wait for them to settle down, to happen, and then I, once the market has settled, trade it. So what we did have is a big massive drop. A lot of people might have thought, this is going to go lower, extreme shorting people extremely shorting, and you have these big massive relief pumps. Best level that we talked about yesterday was this one, the $20,500 range, which we did get that resistance reaction from the biggest point of control level from the volume trade of the last 30 days. So that was the best, high probability opportunity that was mentioned yesterday on yesterday's live stream. We didn't exactly hit the 20,500, but we hit the 20,400. Good enough, got that reaction. So that was a high probability trade. Down over here, no high probability trade in my opinion. Is this a successful breakout from the higher lows? Has this been the moment? Are we going to go lower from this range? Is this support going to be the support going to turn into resistance? Well, no. Being used at that time frame, I said, I'm going to wait patiently, guys, because I don't know what is going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't see any successful breakout at this point. Best scenario would have been the short opportunity. This was mentioned on yesterday's live stream. Best scenario would be getting that leg up here and then get that rejection, and that is the high probability trade. So talked about the high probability scenarios. There is a possibility, we are inside still this channel, higher lows. Best scenario here would be having a massive 4 hourly close candle, and this will very likely be the moment, the second attempt for continuation. This is very likely going to trigger the next move to the downside in the coming weeks for Bitcoin. So it's going to be pretty exciting. As soon as we start breaking these high lows, the news, volatility, the high low successfully, big 4 hourly candle. We've also got a major daily level, has been respected in the past as resistance and support. We start closing below here with strong volume. Yeah, any type of retracement here is going to be good to enter some shorts, because that next attempt is very likely to break this low, guys. So make sure to stay tuned on this for the next coming days. We'll be updating you. I'm going to focus on the Telegram for the bit by bit competition. Let's try and get to that top 10, guys. We've got 3 days left, 4 days left. Yeah, 3 days left. We need to focus today and tomorrow. We do have a high chance to finish in the top 10. It's going to be difficult, but it is definitely possible. Guys, make sure to smash up that like button on your way out. Let's try and get to 300 likes before we end the live stream. Check out the Bitcoinsensus website. Okay, guys, thank you very much for joining. What are my thoughts on Shiba Inu? Can I ever reach 1 cent? Sad Haban, a very good question. Shiba Inu has an insane team. It has a huge community. I think Dogecoin and Shiba Inu will survive the bear market. They can go very, very low, but on the next cryptocurrency hype, which we do not know is going to happen, it will happen though at some point. Will it be in 1 year? Will it be in 3 years? We don't know. We have to have a macro event. Of course, I think it's just going to be like the other cycles. We need to wait for the Bitcoin halving, some massive more inflation, and people gaining confidence with Bitcoin and crypto. And I think Shiba Inu, can it reach 1 cent? Yeah, all depending on the burning mechanism that they do have. They do have a large community. They can make huge marketing. Of course, there is a possibility it can in the future. So yeah, not much, not impossible, exactly. Thank you very much, guys. Dava, Joseph, my moderators, giving an insane support. Thank you very much for joining the live stream. Smash up that like button on your way out. Check out Bitcoinsensus website if you want to know some, the latest news on, cryptocurrency. We've got some technical analysis ideas also here, support, resistance levels, and some basic analysis. So you can check it out, read through, and check those levels yourself on the chart. Thank you, guys, and I will see you in the next one.